Three, two, one, go.
We are a team of urban education experts. We specialize in working with students with little or no support. We have Jamila Kareem is part of our team. She is the principal of William Mandela Alternative High School, who's also part of a Prologue network. We have Marcella Graves. She is our special ed person who specializes in building relationships. We know that teaching is all about building relationships. And then we have April Weaver, who is a clinical mental health specialist who specializes in at-risk youth. We have decided to change the word at-risk and call these young people, our young people, youth with little or no support. And my name is Michelle. I am I just finished a 4-year tenure at Banner Alternative High Schools, where I was the director of curriculum and instruction. In that position, I learned a lot about professional development, about our young people and what they need. Currently, I teach communications, reading, and English at City Colleges of Chicago. Okay. And we are the EDU Innovators.
Yes.
The question on the floor today is, what is 21st century learners? Teaching and learning. What is 21st century teaching and learning? Who'd like to start?
Well, 21st century learners, we got into a discussion last week about what is the 21st century learner. And we know that the child that we're working with today, our children are no longer the traditional child. You know, the 21st century speaks to who this new evolved person is. And no longer does traditional books, traditional classroom settings, traditional pedagogies that we come up on, that we grew up with, it no longer works for this 21st century child. There was an expert or research expert named Mark Prensky who coined the statement digital natives. And he coined that to say that our youth today are digital beings. You know, they have been brought up through technology. Technology is their classroom facilitator, or their facilitator in terms of learning. And so education has to meet the needs of this 21st century person or student who is technically savvy. He may not know how to integrate this technology into the classroom, but if we are to be facilitators and educators, we have to know how to integrate this technology into the classroom if we're going to teach and expect our kids today to learn.
Okay. And then I want to piggyback on that to say that the components of 21st century learning are collaboration, because our children are different, our young people are different, they're not the same at all, and nobody knows enough to take care of all of their needs. But we all know enough as a collective group. No individual knows enough. So as part of 21st century teaching and learning, there needs to be a collaboration. Principals need to collaborate with each other. Teachers need to collaborate. Students need to collaborate. Parents need to collaborate. Collaboration is a very important component of 21st century learning. And in collaboration, we get into problem solving. We are problem solving so that we can meet the needs of our young people. We're asking them questions. They know what they need. They're highly intelligent.
Right.
We're asking them questions. They are talking about their needs and what they have learned and what they still need to learn. So collaboration and problem solving are two very important components of 21st century teaching and learning. And the other important component is the inclusion of technology.
Yeah.
It is 2013. When did we begin to talk about the digital divide? And how far in that divide have we not come in urban schools? Still, there may be a small school with about 300 and something students, but they may have only one computer lab with 15 computers in there, and half of them don't work. Whereas you go to other schools that are more endowed, and they may have a laptop for every student. So our children are still being left behind. They're still being left behind.
Yes, and with that truth being said, I want to go back to the individual student. We have to be realistic about their EQ, their social, emotional health. And the reality is, if they're coming from an environment where one-parented households, that's commonplace now, but it's gotten even worse than that. So you have a lot of parents that are missing. You have grandparents that are raising children. You have parents that have struggles and personal struggles, I will say, that prevents them from being the best parent present in that child's life. So you have students who are dealing with a lot of drama, a lot of trauma in their home before, or in their environment before they even get to the school. So if you have students that are sitting there that are malnourished mentally, physically with their food, and then they have to sit there and learn while their stomachs are growling, or if they're just malnourished because they ate something but it's not nourishing for their brains in order for them to really be able to receive the information, or even be able to sit still long enough to want to receive the information. And something that Michelle mentioned, talking to the students, they will be glad to tell you what they need in order for them to learn. So this 21st century student, they are malnourished in love and attention, and with the proper nourishment that's going to feed their body and their brains in order for them to be the full learner that they need to be, or that they can be. They most definitely can be.
And then adding to that, when you talk about nourishing them, we have got to learn how to better communicate with them. Because they do know what they want, they know what they need. They know that if I say I want to be a technician, whatever that technician is, I might not have a full understanding of what it's going to take to get there. It's our job to facilitate them in finding that out. You know, if you don't talk to your students, you don't know where their dreams and their aspirations are, and then you can't help direct them. That's part of our job as educators.
And many of us don't want to do that.
Some of our kids have even stopped dreaming, because you'll get a kid who'll say, I just want to live to be 18 or 20, because none of my group is 20 years old. So that's what I want to be or do. So we have to show them again how to redirect where they're going, and even how to dream. Because you can't learn about certain things if you can't dream about it, if your whole thought pattern is just right here on the block. You know, some time ago,